I remember my first goal. I didn't even know that I scored that goal. I couldn't believe it. I was the most surprised one. Anyone in that stadium, anyone, I was the most surprised one. You can see on my face. It was the best feeling in the world.
This is a picture of when you want to go see Santa and you, everywhere you went, were a soccer jersey. So I thought it was kind of funny that you're sitting on Santa's lap wearing a soccer jersey.
Yeah. You know, I would represent soccer literally everywhere I go. I would make sure everyone around me knew I was a soccer player. My mom is actually a urologist. My dad's a radiologist. My grandfather is a meteorologist, and so I have all these important figures in my family who are doctors and doing huge things for the community. My grandpa actually won a Nobel Peace Prize for all these things in meteorology. There's always been pressure on me to pursue a career in that area, and they were always pushing me to get the best grades and to get to the top of your class. It was kind of hard to deviate from that path. Why not, live up to my grandpa's name and live up to, having a successful family like my mom and dad did. But Grandpa actually told me the other day that you have to do what you want to do and what's in your heart, and that's the most important thing.
This one?
The national championship. U16.
U16. This is his first year playing for FC Dallas.
I started at the FC Dallas Academy when I was about 15 years old. A couple of months passed and they said, we think you have a future here. I was like, I'm 16 years old and you're telling me I have a future here as a fullback? Like, I'm not quite sure about this. I don't think I was ready. I wasn't mature enough to be in the professional game yet. I had a lot of colleges pursuing me, but UCLA was ultimately the decision for me. My parents were definitely instrumental in that decision-making to go to college first before signing that contract, because any kid would have been like, oh, I'm gonna sign that contract, without thinking of the repercussions. But my parents nudged me in the right direction to go to college first and mature soccer-wise to be able to play at this level. But after that season, we had been talking with FC Dallas about signing that contract. It was the hardest decision to leave that school. But this was my dream that I've been wanting since I was little, and it could potentially become a reality. I was questioning myself, is this the right decision? My stepdad, my grandpa, everyone, they're trying to give me advice. And at the end of the day, they all said the same thing. You have to do what you want to do. And what I want to do is become one of the best right backs in the world. And to do that, I have to make sacrifices like those. That first year in 2017, I had so many doubts because I wasn't playing, I wasn't making rosters, I wasn't traveling. It's easy for someone outside to look in that and say, you're a professional soccer player, but you took the biggest risk, leaving one of the best colleges in the country to pursue a career where you don't know what could happen the next day. Now it's not working out. There's thoughts of giving up, and there was doubt that this is what I was meant to do. It's tough, coming back here, seeing the field like this from this angle, because in 2017, I would sit here because I wasn't making rosters.
That was a tough year to be training and not playing any games. That's rough.
It was tough. I just kept working my butt off. I would be in the gym twice a day. I was doing everything in my power to level up my game.
At that moment, he's a 17-year-old trying to impact a first-team roster. That's hard anywhere in the world. He had to watch another player play his position for the majority of the minutes, if not all of them, in a season. But it made him stronger. It made him dig deep about how much he loves this game and what is he willing to persevere to earn opportunities.
My mom was one of the most supportive figures in 2017. She called me to make sure I was okay. She would text me. She would tell me to keep my head up, everything she could do to help me realize I could play in this field. I could play for this team and make this club proud. I never would have succeeded if I didn't go through all the pain of me not making those rosters. It wouldn't prepare me for the season that I've had this year and last year. The first time I made the starting 11 was against RSL in season opener. It's not a perfect story because I got beat on the goal 1v1. And you know, me being my first game, I'm like, yeah, it's over. But that game, I played okay. You know, there were butterflies. My first actual professional, you know, MLS game. The second game, it got better. Third game, started getting a little better. Fourth game, started getting rhythm. All of a sudden, I found myself dribbling and doing these things that, this is what I wanted to do, but this is instinct. I'm not even thinking about what to do.
Coming to close him down. Cannon cuts back. Puts it in!
I remember my first goal. I didn't even know that I scored that goal. I couldn't believe it. I was the most surprised one. Anyone in that stadium, anyone, I was the most surprised one. You can see on my face. It was the best feeling in the world.
19-year-old Reggie Cannon finds an opener for FC Dallas. Well done, young fella.
In 2017, you know, it was one of the hardest years of my life. I was a kid coming in like, oh, I'm good enough to play. But, you know, looking back in hindsight, I wasn't. My family really gave me the sense of confidence, the sense of calmness to get through that 2017 season, to be able to play 2018, 2019, make your cap with the national team, like things like that. Like I never would have been able to be in this spot without family. I'm a good defender, I know that. But going forward, I want to also be a good attacker. I want to be able to be in the middle of the field and take players on 1v1. I want to be able to do it all. I think a right back can win the MLS MVP. I think a right back can win the Golden Boot. There's no reason why I can't.